Hi guys, and welcome back to Chiki series. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for your support. I quite appreciate that. And if you're new to this channel, kindly consider subscribing by clicking on the red subscribe button and also hit the bell icon. That way you get notification whenever I upload a new video. So in today's video, I'll be talking about women, how we are generally perceived in the society, in African society. But I'm going to use an example of Nse Etim, who recently revealed why she had to undergo hysterectomy. The Akwa Ibom-born Nollywood actress has revealed why she removed her womb while speaking at an event in Lekki, Lagos, Nigeria. Tagged conversation with Nse. She revealed that she removed her womb so she'll be able to live a normal life. According to Nse, she was diagnosed 3 years ago with adenomyosis. This is a condition where the inner lining of the uterus breaks through the muscle wall of the uterus, and this mostly comes with chronic pelvic pain and heavy menstrual bleeding. Actually, she was told she couldn't have kids, so she had to have a hysterectomy, which is the removal of the uterus, to make her have a life again, to stop going through what she was going through. So, no matter the way we look at it, this is not an easy story to share with family and friends because considering a society whereby a woman is defined by marriage or being able to have a child, it is a very tough story to share with family and friends, honestly. And I applaud her for coming out to say that because some women are in this position whereby they can't even share their story because of what the society will say about them. So I don't know how you define womanhood. Is womanhood defined as being married or somebody who is able to have a child? Because all these are the standard created by the society. And most often, these standards put undue pressure on women. You see some women trying to marry who they're not supposed to marry. And even when they marry, they do everything humanly and spiritually possible to have kids. Like Inse said, that the society taught her that she has to be a mother before she'll be appreciated as a woman. And prior to her hysterectomy, she actually wanted children. She said she wanted a set of twins. So she had to do IVF, but that was not successful. And she did everything society wanted every woman to do so that they can be accepted as women. But unfortunately, all this never worked for her.
I know say people they do bed watching. I don't know say they do womb watching until I marry. They watch my womb for me. They go, they look. If I chop belly food, they say, it don't they swell. Some pressures where we they get. Now we they carry put on top of ourselves. And that's just the truth. Even plus the marriage there. They see they look you like this. And then you never born. Be like saying they waka, she waka. Now you make the no born. If you check them, if you don't, they come up belly, now you make no born. I mean, there's been, you said go sit down. You go try everything because society, they worry you for picking. Then you go kill yourself. My choice was to pick life over a child I might never have been able to bear full term. So I had a hysterectomy as advised by the doctors. I can't get depressed. I don't want to work again. I wasn't able to deal with it. I just swallowed in it. I suffered it. It was, everybody just said and say it's okay. And that's what you need. That people tell you it's okay. It's tough, yes. It's difficult. There are times I still cry. After all said and done, I will have to get on with it. I have gotten on with it, which is why I'm able to talk about it. I think I got tired of people passing snide comments and thinking it was okay to pass those comments on my page, which is my space. I can't know, and I couldn't have known that one day I'd be able to talk about it. I thought I'd die with it. I thought it would be my secret, and I'd say, we don't want kids. No, we can't. No, we don't. It kind of cool, but no, I wouldn't be helping anybody. And I'm thankful because Clifford looked at me and said, are you ready? I said, I think I am. I don't know. What do you think? He says, I think you are. So yes, I am. I'm ready. You can actually face your fears and conquer them at the same time. And so that's what I chose to do. And I wanted to do it with people who were more exposed to pressures, not people who had perfect lives. Because social media does come with its pressures. To the women, just do you. Really. Just do what makes you happy. Don't do it because people are going to look at you and think that you're a woman. Nothing says if you have a child, you're a woman.
Yeah, her story actually resonates with me. I can attest to most of the things she shared. Because the society put undue pressure on single ladies to get married, that is one. And when they get married, they start mounting another pressure on them to have kids. And some of these people, they've not had any conversation with you to know whether you actually wanted to have a child. And I see this as being rude. Some people are actually womb watchers. As soon as you get married, they start looking at your tummy, they start checking the size of your belly to know whether it's increasing or not. And if it's not increasing, some even have the guts to come to you to tell you that, what are you waiting for? You married since 1 year ago and you've not been able to have a child. Meanwhile, it's not part of their business. And none of these people, some of them are not even your family members to start with. I know there are some homes where the family that you are married into, I mean your in-laws, that are the ones pushing, putting undue pressure on the woman to have a child, trying to do the battle for their brother. But some of these people are total stranger who don't know what you are passing through in your marriage. I don't know why the society is so cruel to the extent that they don't even give a damn about your goddamn feelings. This kind of undue pressure can actually lead a woman to depression or to have mental issues. But society don't care. What they care is they need to tell it to you. Probably if you're not thinking about that, you should start thinking about that. But that doesn't solve problem. You are just complicating the problem. And some people will go to the extent of comparing you with maybe your mates who got married after you had got married. They will say, look at Jennifer who just got married yesterday. She has taken in years. Life is not a race. Everybody on their lane. You can't compare somebody else's life with another person because they are two different beings. They don't have the same medical condition. Some people have medical condition that they will not be able to take in. So you stop that rubbish, okay? Yeah, I also understand that there are other means of bringing forth children to the world, like a surrogacy method, whereby another person will carry the child to term if the woman has some problems or doesn't have womb. And also, one can go for adoption. But my problem is when a woman has problem of infertility, instead of the family to find a way to support the couple, most often they come up with this idea of advising their son to go and seek for another wife, which to me I think is a bit insane. Because people marry for different reasons. Some marry for procreation, then some other people marry for companionship. However, in most parts of Africa, people marry for procreation, so it makes it even more difficult for women when they're not able to have children. In some places where great value is placed on male children, when you have a female child, there's also pressure on you to have a male child because of societal norms. So when you look at it critically, you see that women are always under pressure because of cultural norms, which is always against women. Anyway, for people who are looking for male children, the bad news I have for you is that it's a man who is supposed to produce the Y chromosome. So you stop disturbing women because they have only X chromosome and it's Y chromosome that makes a male child. So it's the man that has to play his part to be able to have a male child. You don't put the blame on women. Then coming to adoption. In some places, I mean in villages, whereby a male child is adopted, some of the kinsmen don't even accept the male child. They believe that it's not your blood. So most often they frown at it, but my question is, if somebody wants to adopt, the person is adopting the baby in her own house or in his own household, not in your own household. So I don't know what the problem of people is, that they often give definition of womanhood to be one who is able to have kids. So recently I was watching this documentary by BBC News Africa, which showed different women that narrated their ordeal in having children. Some found it difficult to have a child, and how society has called them names, saying that they're not able to be called women. This is titled I Don't Have to Be a Mother to Be a Woman.
I always waited for the impulse to have kids to kick in, and I played the game of, saying how many kids that I wanted. But the older I got, I had to acknowledge a truth that was coming to be inside me, which is that I do not desire to have any children.
My name is Editor Hadassah Tripp. I've been married for 11 years and about 6 months to a wonderful man called Mr. Tripp. I call myself a waiting womb. By this I mean we've been waiting for the blessing of a child for that period.
My name is Tarure Gatere and I am a child-free woman. Growing up, I didn't think I had a choice as to whether I would have kids or not. I thought that part of being a woman was that you would be a mother and a wife someday. And so I didn't question when I would have daydreams of my future life and not see children.
My name is Shiro Givenji. I am a mother of 2 girls. My journey to motherhood has not been easy. I've had 2 miscarriages and finally one successful pregnancy of the girls.
We went to the hospital, then the doctor said that I had cysts, ovarian cysts. Years later, I had to be taken in for surgery to try and deal with the cysts. That was cleared and life continued. I was really hopeful. Like, we now knew that that was it and we were going to have children. And 3 years later, it was not happening. 4, 5, and now we're here, year 11.
I always waited for the impulse to have kids to kick in, and I played the game of, saying how many kids that I wanted and, saying how many boys and girls, just because I thought that that's how I was supposed to be as a woman. But the older I got, I had to acknowledge a truth that was coming to be inside me, which is that I do not desire to have any children.
I had my first loss in May 2015. At 26 weeks, I was diagnosed with what they call an incompetent cervix, which sadly you only learn after you lose the first pregnancy. Luckily, I got pregnant 3 months later, but then I also lost that pregnancy at 26 weeks.
But what has been the most difficult part of my waiting journey is the pressure from everywhere.
Criticism, insults.
The things you are told as a mother who's lost pregnancy.
I have been told that I'm promiscuous, that I've had so many abortions, that I am infertile, and I am trying to hide it by saying that I don't want kids.
Or some of them tell you you're bewitched.
Someone literally just faced my husband and told him, you know what, you need to get yourself a second wife.
And in our African setting, a woman is defined more or less by the role they play in motherhood. So when you're not able to carry a pregnancy to term, you become less of a woman.
I hope for the day when a choice like this won't be a big deal.
And regardless of what society feels, regardless of how many times my husband will be asked to marry, regardless of how many times people will have solutions to my problem, I know childlessness does not define me. I walk brave knowing that someday, if it God's wills, it will happen.
All I would ask is, if you know anyone going through a loss, be there for them.
I am a woman.
I am a woman.
I am a woman.
I am still a woman.
Yeah, you can hear it out and see that most women have really experienced it, not only Nse. But I'll go with what Nse said. I'm literally telling men and women it really doesn't matter if you can't bear children. What really matters is what you do for the world, for the universe. So actually, it doesn't really matter whether a woman can bear a child or not. What matters is, how do you touch life? What have you done to make the world a better place? In as much as women are always blamed when there is infertility, men also have their own infertility issues. And remember, it takes two to tango, it takes two to have a child. So all blame should not go to women alone. Some men also have their own problem, such as low sperm count, watery sperm, and azoospermia, whereby there is no motile sperm in the semen. I think women need to speak out more on this. The society has to treat women better and reduce the misogynist attitude. Let's have some conversation in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about womanhood. What is your own definition of womanhood? Anyway, I'm gonna sign off here. Stay healthy and safe. If you like this video, share with family and friends. And remember to subscribe if you've not done already. And catch you in my next video. Bye.